Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? It's Black Balloon, and I'm back as promised with another video. So y'all already know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? We finna have another talk. I believe this one damn near might be more important than the last one that I talked about, but in a sense, it all relates because what we are experiencing right now in the time that we live in is really pinpointed toward my generation. You know, the young kids coming up, the teenagers coming up, the young kids in their 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, up until about 30 years old. You see what I'm saying? This conversation is going to be mostly meant for y'all, because I'm not including people that are above 30 years old because people that are above 30, so if you were born in 90, 1990 or before, you know, you grew up completely different than the kids today. Even me, you know what I'm saying? I'm 28. So even me and the 27-year-olds, you know, some of the 26-year-olds, maybe depending on if they had siblings and shit, we grew up completely different. We grew up in the woods, at least I did. Y'all know I'm from Atlanta, we in the South, so it's a lot of country shit here, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the woods. I grew up playing, you know. I didn't get a cell phone until I was like 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? We grew up, I don't have to completely explain everything, but we grew up completely different. People that are like my age, in the late 20s and shit, we grew up completely different. We actually had a childhood, things that kids today don't have. And we're going to get to the reason why they don't have a childhood, and the purpose behind everything. People that are about my age right now, basically, it's kind of like they started all of this, all of this technology shit and new age shit with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, how all the apps and shit started to become popular, Facebook, Twitter, all this good stuff on the internet. The internet started to explode, with YouTube and all of that good stuff with basically my generation, the generation that was a part of like MySpace and the early Facebook days. You know what I'm saying? We're like, we're the generation where it kind of started with, so obviously from that point on, things were gonna get worse, which they are intended that way. And the reason they are is because of the author behind, all of this technology and the way basically that the world is going right now, which is Satan. We already know that. Satan, who's the devil. We already know who's behind all of this shit. Who's behind all of this artificial shit that's basically going on in the world. Because at the end of the day, to just put it quite frank, our generation is fucked up. And, I actually, like I told someone in the comments, I told someone I actually had this plan because he left a comment talking about, he said he didn't live in the 80s, he didn't live in the 70s and shit like that, but he knows for a fact that our generation is the most fucked up generation. Once again, excuse my my language. I'm trying to stop cursing. And he was right. He was completely right. He was completely right. And that's why I said we got to talk about this, because it's a reason why right now our generation is completely flipped upside down. Upside down. Everything that was good is now bad. Everything that was bad is now good. And we, like I said, we know who the author is of that kind of confusion, that kind of, just a upside down world, like how they said in Stranger Things, the upside down. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what we live in right now. Everything has been flipped. Everything has been flipped, and it's being pushed on kids so this can create a new society. Because if you get kids to accept things that were never good, they were never supposed to be accepted in the first place, now you create a new society. Now you create new society norms, because now the kids are taking on what is being pushed on them, basically, with technology and basically how to just not give a fuck no more. Like, let's not even talk about technology and the way it's completely just uprooted our society. Let's talk about the fact that kids just don't give a fuck. People just don't give a fuck. And that was the point. You know, that's damn near the root of our society right now. They just don't give a fuck about anything, about another person. They don't give a fuck about friendship. They don't give a fuck about relationships. They don't give a fuck about their parents. They don't care about anything. It's all just self. Everything I know is me. Everything I do is me. Like, it's insane. It's insane. And the reason I could sit here and I can really talk about this shit is because, once again, I'm 28, so I've seen it. I saw it happen. It's literally still happening. It's happening to our generation. You know what I'm saying? You can see the shit. You can see it. You can see how much kids are being like indoctrinated to just completely not have a care about anything in the fucking world, bro. You can see it. And honestly, I feel like we got to talk about this a lot more as well, because at the same time, younger kids, younger teens and shit, younger motherfuckers in their 20s and shit, they need to see it coming from a person like me, or other people like me, other people like you, someone that basically looks like you, because they're not listening to anyone else. You see what I'm saying? Like, these kids, they not listening to nobody else. They need to see it from somebody that looks like them and that is basically a part of what they are a part of, and are being tempted by those same forces. It's partly why I feel like I have the platform that I have, or God gave me, this anointing that he did is, I partly feel like it's because I'm relatable in a way, like, I look like you. I look like something you can look at and be like, you know what? If he going through it and he's able to sit here and talk to me about this kind of shit, it must be true. There has to be something to it. Like, I'm not just talking out my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't lived 40, 50 years, but I've been blessed enough to be able to relay this message to you, or to be able to understand it and, speak it in a way that you might be able to see it as well. All right, literally had to stop the video because I was hot as hell in that hoodie. It's kind of cold outside, and I just came from outside. But anyway, look, so continuing on, we were talking about who the author is behind all of this, behind basically the upside down world that we now live in, that we now inhabit, right? Which we know to be Satan, right? Satan has basically, he's basically ushered in that Antichrist spirit that is here upon the earth, which is why things are the way that they are. Don't get it wrong. The reason our generation lacks, just care for anything, the reason we lack empathy, the reason we lack, just those natural like feelings of being a human, is because of that spirit that is now here on the planet. The Antichrist spirit, the upside down spirit, the spirit that flips everything that was once good into something that is now bad. And it makes you accept that. The spirit is causing young kids to accept it, because once you get to the young minds, you now create a new society. You do know that's why they gear things toward kids. They're not gearing it toward kids to just put subliminal messages in innocent kids' heads, just to fuck them up and shit like that. Well, that's a part of the reason, it adds to the entire equation. But the bigger picture is to create new society norms. Now, this is normal because it has been in this little kid's head since he was 7 years old. Now, this little kid is 18. He doesn't give a fuck about life. He'll take a life. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about being with a girl, you know, or or any of that, you know. Or this little kid was once just a cool little guy or whatever, and then next thing you know, by 18, he saw so much that, you know, he saw so much shit on TV that it caused him to question his sexuality, and then now he's experimenting with boys and doing all kind of shit. You know, who knows? Because when you're a kid, you just absorb. You're like a sponge. So anything can take your mind and make you do things that you wouldn't have done without being like, you know, without having these subliminals planted into your head or blah blah blah, you know, without Satan basically trying to create this new society, you know, bring in this new world order, basically, in a nutshell, you know. But you know, that spirit, that antichrist spirit, is basically what is flipping this world upside down and what has done it. You see what I'm saying? It's literally caused evil to be rampant toward anything. You know, there's no care. There's no care, bro. And I can sit here and talk about it because I'm at the age where I saw both sides. Like I said, I grew up normal. I grew up like a normal kid should have grown up. And then I got to witness the way that kids grow up now. I have nephews, you know, got a nephew that's 20 years old. Got a niece that's 16. So I see it. I see the difference. Like, I see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's also at the same time why I feel like, you know, I'm able to give these kind of messages and basically help people along their journey, because I look like you. I'm not, you know, you can see it from a person that's basically in the same situation that you're in. You know, I'm a part of your generation. You know, we're a part of this shit together. And if you could see someone like me that looks like you, and I'm sitting here talking about it and explaining it to you, then maybe you'll accept it more than you would from someone else that basically doesn't know the ins and out of this generation and how things work, how people are today, how much people just don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers out like let's not even get into the violence and shit. Let's not even get into how much people are just killing other people with no problem on camera. On camera, though, on live and shit. That's nothing but Satan, bro. That's the devil controlling all of that shit. He wants you to see this trauma. He wants you to see this shit on camera. Because instantly what it does, it lowers your vibration. Instantly. Shit soups you down. Like, it throws you into like a dark fucking world on some shit. As soon as you see somebody get their fucking head shot off on camera, bro. Instantly. Why y'all think we see all these like police shootings and shit on camera? It's not so they can document this shit and really prove what's going on. No, so we can see it and get broken. Spirits become broken, become weakened off seeing this kind of shit and constantly seeing this kind of energy on the news and coming through, you know, social media and shit. That's why little kids kill left and right. We're not even going to, we could do a whole video about the motherfuckers that's like killing and shit in Chicago and shit. It ain't even got to be Chicago. Chicago is just like the center of the shit of like the young kids who just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's gang shit and it's all, and it's that whole cycle that, you know, they're not able to escape. Yeah. Because it's right there in your environment. You grow up in the shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to speak on that kind of shit, they grow up in it. So the cycle, as soon as they step, soon as they born, they already in that cycle. They already have like less than a 5% chance to even get out of that cycle because you're born in it. And that goes right back to why our generation and why we live in the times that we live in right now. It's like the ultra fucking test. The ultra, like ultimate test. You know what I'm saying? Think about it in a sense. You literally are living in this time to experience life the way you are experiencing it, no matter how bad it is, no matter how much of an upside down world we live in. You were here. You're living right now in 2021 in order to experience this. Think about that. Think about it. You're not alive right now just because, bro. Just because out of those millions and millions of little damn sperm, little cells or whatever, you're not here just because you just happen to spurt out. You're literally here to experience this and be a part of it and choose which side you're gonna ride on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna get worse. It is going to get worse before anything starts to get better. Things will never be the same again. Can you understand that? Can you understand that kids will never grow up the way that I did again? There's no going back. Ain't no going back. You know what I'm saying? We're not going back. They don't do this shit in order for things to go back to the way that they were. No. Things are just gonna continuously increase. The evil is still gonna continue. People are gonna die more and more. Little kids, little innocent kids are gonna die more and more. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna continue. Shit all around. It's gonna continue, bro. You know, that's almost a video for itself on why, such evil acts are committed so much today by young kids. Young kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And when I just bringing up that Chicago shit, motherfucker could do a whole video about that. And we all done seen all the shit that go on in Chicago. Shit, it's so crazy now. It's YouTube channels literally dedicated to Chicago. Literally dedicated to naming motherfuckers street legends because they done did so much dirt and killed so many people in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, like SNTV channel, Chicago Scene 88 channel. Is a other few channels as well that literally, like, all of their videos, are Chicago shit. Motherfuckers who, just super known for being in the streets and shit. And it ain't nothing to knock. I'm not knocking the channels that do the videos because it's journalism. It is what it is at the end of the day. They documenting this shit, but it just goes to show you where things have went in our society, bro. You know what I'm saying? That now that there are channels that document these dudes because of how many people that they've killed. Like, some of these dudes are famous because they murdered 5 or 6 people. Even though they all died before they hit 22 years old, you know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes are famous for literally killing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just goes to show you how bad our generation actually is, bro. And those niggas are on another level. Them niggas are demons, bro. That shit, like, people I don't see too many videos talking about it. This ain't really, nothing to just talk about the whole Chicago shit, make this all about that. It just came across my mind. But look, any of you young niggas watching this video, y'all from Chicago, y'all, you know what I'm saying, whatever, bro. That is some of the most demonic shit that there could possibly be, bro. You know what I'm saying? That cycle of life that they live in Chicago, that is the most demonic shit that can possibly be going on, bro. I'm talking about them motherfuckers have no care for nobody, bro. They bro. Bro, that shit is crazy right there. And I only point out Chicago because that is the worst shit that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Real shit though. This shit is ain't no other city doing that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's evil everywhere, everybody's killing people everywhere, but boy, that Chicago shit needs to be put on fucking front line. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, not to make this whole video about that, man. It's just to really point out, how bad, how evil our society actually is today. The generation, the young kids that are growing up today, if you have no guidance, if they have no guidance, they have no chance, honestly. You see what I'm saying? Um, you have a very slim chance. You have a very slim chance. You know what I'm saying? So, this was just a sort of a part one to this video. I just wanted to kind of just generally talk about it. I don't think we've ever really tackled this conversation, in an entire video. I may have spoken about our generation, but I don't think I made an entire video about it. So y'all already know what I'm doing, man. We just getting conversation going just to talk about it and, get people to be aware of what's actually going on in the world that we live in, So as always, man, y'all already know, give me more suggestions of what y'all want me to talk about. Y'all already know I'm gonna keep it coming. Y'all know what's going on. It's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon.